तो फ्रेंड्स, आज की क्लास स्टार्ट की जाए। आज है 3 मई, संडे का दिन है और लॉकडाउन 2 आज खत्म हो रहा है और कल से लॉकडाउन 3 स्टार्ट हो रहा है। आप लोगों की पढ़ाई बहुत बुरी तरह से अफेक्टेड हो रही होगी, तो मैं ये कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि आपको लगभग सारे सब्जेक्ट पढ़ा दूँ जो भी आपको आते हों, पढ़ाने हों आगे। आज का जो सब्जेक्ट मैं लेकर के आया हूँ, एंड दैट इज केमिस्ट्री। I have given some small time to physics at the very beginning and then mathematics, and today I am going to teach you chemistry. In chemistry, although this is a vast subject and it has been divided into inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry and organic chemistry, the 3 parts. But all these 3 parts together is a kind of pressure on your brain. Now, हम जब ये तीनों सब्जेक्ट को, तीनों पार्ट को एक सब्जेक्ट के, कि फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री, इनऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री और ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री के फॉर्म में पढ़ रहे होते हैं, तो 9th क्लास में और 10th क्लास में all these parts are combined, but in class 11th and 12th it is separated. In BSc and MSc, these 3 topics are totally separated in different form of the subject. Now, whatever I will teach you today, it is equally important for 9th class, 10th class, 11th class, 12th class, those who are preparing for IITs, those who are going to sit in MBBS examinations. For everyone it is important. This is because this is just a basic from where I am going to start today. So let's have a good look. Today, the most important topic I am going to take, although किताब का इसकी स्टार्टिंग एलिमेंट से हो सकती है, कंपाउंड से होती है, अलग अलग चीजों से होती है, बट द स्टार्ट ऑफ द केमिस्ट्री इज फ्रॉम द एटम। एटम से ही हम लोग सब कुछ स्टार्ट करते हैं, ऑल्दो दिस इज आल्सो पार्ट ऑफ फिजिक्स, बट इन डिटेल वी स्टडी इन केमिस्ट्री। सो टुडे वी विल टेक एटम, एटॉमिक स्ट्रक्चर and the relation of atoms with the valencies and other topics, how these are correlated and how it is important for us to get mastery in this particular topic. I will teach you today. So let's start. Atom and atomic structure. So you are very well aware of atoms. Atoms that looks like a small ball, but we cannot see it through these eyes, even though it is very much hard for us to see through microscope. Through electronic microscope, we can see it very easily. Many theories have been postulated by different scientists in past time. Those scientists, Dalton's atomic theory and Rutherford's atomic model, Bohr's theory, modern theories, and rest of all these discoverers, there was one more postulate about the atom, and which was given in the beginning of the 15th and 16th centuries. That was an atomic model in a different scenario. But all these postulates and theories are not very much important for us. This is important for IITians and those who are sitting for the examination of medical entrance, those who are preparing for ISC examination, PCS examination, competitive examinations. And for you young guys, these theories are merely for remembering and writing in the examination. From here, in time to time, I will go from one part to another, one part to another part to some another part, like this. But I will start it with atom. So now start. What is an atom? You have already been taught by your intelligent teachers that atom looks like this. Correct? it is circular in form. But later on, when you will start indulging in this topic, then you will find it out that this is not actually 100% spherical in shape. Its shape is somewhat elliptical, like X shape. And there are many reasons behind it. But right now, we are taking under consideration as an atom looks like a sphere. I'm not using the word circle. I'm using the word sphere because this is a three-dimensional structure, and its circle is a two-dimensional structure. So, atom is a three-dimensional structure known as looks like a sphere, and it is having a central part that is called as the nucleus. That is called the nucleus, and outer part is called shell. Shell or orbits, correct? In the shell, there are 3 electrons, although these are bounded, but therefore we are saying it 3 electrons. 3 electrons because these are free to move in its orbit or in its shell or orbit. Orbital theory has come out from the theory of moving planets around the sun. And the planets like Earth and Venus, Saturn, Mars, Pluto, all these planets move around the sun in an elliptical orbit. So but they do not move in a shell. Here we prefer to write shell rather than orbit, but both the words can be used. So you don't get confused between these two different words. So the electrons are free to bound in a particular shell or in a particular orbit. Why it is so? Remember this thing. In future, in a day, today or tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I will tell you that the electron moves according to their energy. They move in a particular shell. Suppose a person is very poor and he's having only 1,000 rupees in his pocket, so he can move up to the railway station of Lucknow, and if that person is having 1 lakh rupees, he can move up to the railway station of Mumbai, and if he is having 10 lakh rupees, he can move the airport of England. So the energy depends on the movement of the electron. If it is having the less energy, it will move in the smaller shell. If it will having the more energy, it will move in a bigger shell. Got it? So, but I am starting it. So I am making the first shell. This is the first shell, and electron is moving in it. This is electron. It has been written in the small e. Correct? Now, this is the nucleus. The central part is nucleus. This nucleus, if the electron is moving around this nucleus in a particular shell, it will. Now, I told you in the very beginning that this chapter is in physics also. Here, physics is also being applied. How it is being applied? See, if any particle is moving around any circular path and anything is in its center, like Earth is moving around an orbit and Sun is in its center, at that time it feels a kind of force of attraction towards the Sun. Earth feels a kind of force of attraction towards the Sun. Similarly, electron feels a kind of force of attraction towards the nucleus, and that force is known as the centripetal force. In the physics, it is known as the centripetal force. Here, this electron moves around this nucleus, so it feels a centripetal force. But few theories in the past said if this is moving around the nucleus in a particular shell, it is being acted by a force which I just told you, centripetal force. It means a force and its energy is constantly getting smaller and smaller. Means it is losing its energy. If it is losing its energy, the shell size will decrease and a condition will reach where If the shell size will decrease, the electron will collapse and fall into the nucleus. But this doesn't happen. If this happens, every particle in the world vanishes off. But this never happens. Why it is so? Then a theory came forward and they told that the electrons which are moving in a particular shell is having a specific energy where it neither loses nor gains the energy. Means the energy of this electron is fixed. At this fixed energy, this move around this nucleus in a fixed orbit, which is known as the shell. Likewise, you have well aware of the geostationary satellite, those satellites which are having a time period of 24 hours, and they are always move around the Earth in a fixed orbit. So they don't lose their energy. If they would have lose their energy, then the satellite may fall on Earth, but this never happens. So this is also moving like that. In a particular shell, it is moving without losing or gaining energy. This is known as the electron, and its symbol is small e. In the nucleus, there are two particles known as the protons and neutrons. Now, in electron, its symbol is small e, and the proton, its symbol is small p, and the neutron, for the neutron, its symbol is small n. Now, this electron always bear a negative charge. So this is negatively charged. Proton is always positively charged, and neutron is always neutral. No charge on it. But I have written in the bracket over here for making it much more convenient. I will put these symbols in the superscript of this electron small e. So E minus is the correct one, P plus is the correct one, and N0 is the correct one. These are the charges they are bearing at top of them. So the E minus is the electron, and the P plus is the proton, and N0 is called as the neutron. In the nucleus, there are always proton plus neutrons. In outer shell, there is always an electron. This is very basic. So these are the charges and top of it. Sometimes the number of charges can also be mentioned. These are the positions of the charges. Means minus, plus, and 0. These are charges. Now, you will study from the very short while from now that atomic number or the charge or mass are also correlated with it. So you have come to know that the atom is nothing but a kind of sphere. It is having the revolving electrons around its nucleus, having a nucleus in the center. Nucleus bears protons and neutrons. Protons is having the positively charged. Neutrons is having the negatively charged. Neutrons is the neutral in charges, no charges over them. And the electrons are negatively charged particles. They constitute together, make an atom. This is the smallest form of atom. Now, I told you about only one orbit around the nucleus. Now I am just moving one step forward. What's that? And that is just one step forward, and that is if the shells are 2. What happens if the shells, number of shells are 2? Means this is proton, neutron, nucleus. This is first orbit of first shell. This is the second orbit of second shell. In the first shell, there is also an electron, E minus. This is P plus N0. Here is also electron, E minus. Remember one thing, there are basically 4 shells. up to which our all the chemistry 4 or 5 cells finishes. But here I have drawn only 2 shells, the 2 orbits. Now I am drawing the next of the orbits. This is nucleus, where proton plus neutron 0 is there. First shell, second shell, third shell, and this is the 4th shell. These are 4 shells. For convenience and easy remembering, these shells has been given a particular name, or which are shown by the alphabets. They are K first shell, L second shell, M third shell, and 4th shell. What is its number? First shell. Its number is always shown by n is equal to 1. This is not n0. This is the number of shell. This is the first shell. N is equal to 2. This is the second shell. Here, first shell, second shell, third shell, 4th shell. K is the first shell, L is the second shell, N is the third shell, and N is the 4th shell. Correct? K, L, M, N are the 4 shells. How many electrons, maximum number of the electrons can be possible in these cells? Means in the first shell, there is a formula to find it out, and that formula is 2n square. What is n here? N is the number of shells. This n denotes number of shells. Number of shells. If this is the number of shell number 1, if n is equal to 1, then formula is 2n square for the first shell. Now for the first shell, n is equal to 1. For the first shell, n is equal to 1. For the second shell, n is equal to 2. For the third shell, n is equal to 3. And for the 4th shell, n is equal to 4. So for the first shell, n is equal to 1. I am going to place this n is equal to 1 in this formula. It becomes 2 into 1 square. That is equal to, on solving we get 2. It means maximum number of the electron in the first shell can be possible only 2. For the second shell, it will be n is equal to 2. For the second shell, n is equal to 2. This is n, this is n, this is n, this is n. N is equal to 3, n is equal to 2, and n is equal to 1. N is equal to 2. Now placing this value n is equal to 2 in this formula, we get 2 into 2 square, that is equal to 8. In the second shell, maximum number of the electron can be possible are 8. Electron 2, electron 3, electron 4, electron 5, electron 6, electron 7, and electron 8. And so on. Then how many possible? It means the maximum of the electrons, maximum number of electrons I am saying. Electron 2, 8, 18, 32. These are possible. Correct? N is equal to 1. 1 square is equal to 1. 2 is 2. N is equal to 2. 2 square is equal to 4. 4 2 is 8. N is equal to 3. 3 square is equal to 9. 9 2 is 18. N is equal to 4. 4 square is equal to 16. 16 2 is 32. So like this, we have seen the maximum. These are the maximum number of electrons. It doesn't mean that only this much of the electron can be there. These are the maximum number of electron. It means here in the first shell, there may be 1 electron or there may be 2 electrons, not 3 electrons. In the second shell, there may be 1 electron, there may be 2 electrons, there may be 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 and maximum 8 electrons. Correct? These electrons are filled according to the atomic number of an element. Now, how you will find it out, the atomic number of the element? You will say everything is given in the chemistry, but for you it may be difficult in the very beginning when you are in the class 9th or in the class 10th to remember that periodic table very fluently. And what's that periodic table? So, students, now we will focus on that. The periodic table looks like this. Okay, this is the periodic table. It looks like this. It is having two boxes on the top of it, where the hydrogen is placed, hydrogen, and here again the hydrogen is placed, hydrogen. Hydrogen is having two different places in the periodic table, which is still not very sure. Why it is so? Because now I think that you have come to know about it very easily. I am just removing it. What happens? The first element, I am using the word element. Element, before telling you, atom is the smallest, this atom is the smallest undivisible particle was being considered in the older time. And few definitions or few postulates were mentioned or established on this particular theory that atoms cannot be divided. But later on, when the electronic microscopes has been discovered and scientists came to know that this atom can also be divided into the many parts. These parts are electrons and protons and neutrons also, because the neutron bombardment we have seen in the radioactive reactors. And later on, there are many other particles, thousands of other particles are still there in the atom. But we are studying only the proton, neutron, and electrons. But there are other thousands of the other particles also. There are pi mesons, negative pi mesons, positive pi mesons, other particles, thousands you will study in future. Anyway, I am going to tell you about the hydrogen. Hydrogen has been placed in the periodic table on the two different places, in the first place and the 7th place. Correct? Now, hydrogen, the structure of the hydrogen according to this atomic structure, we will see the hydrogen's nucleus, this is nucleus, and this is its first shell. Because hydrogen has been kept at the first place, it is having the only one electron in it. Only one electron in hydrogen. So hydrogen is having only one electron. This is the nucleus and this is the structure of hydrogen. This is only one electron revolving in the first shell, K shell, n is equal to 1 shell, maximum number of the 1 electron. Now see, remember those old days when you used to sit together with your friends in the class 6th and 7th and study together or gossip together. In those days, teachers would have told you that these are the electrons and this is the valency. What is the valency? You have studied that the valency is the number of outermost orbit electron is known as the valency. But I told you just right now that the maximum number of electron in the second shell is 8, in the third cell is 18, and the fourth cell is 32. It means if outermost orbit is having 32 electrons, the valency should be 32. But it's not so, because the valency can maximum go up to the 4, and then it comes back. Correct? 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, and then minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, like this. Valency goes up and comes down. But valency can never be 32. Valency can never be 18, because if the number of electrons in the outermost shell are 18, it doesn't mean that the valency is 18. Then what the hell this valency is? The valency is the number of electrons in the outermost shell being exchanged. It means whether it is giving 1 or taking 1. Okay. Here in the hydrogen, this is an electron. If this is an electron, either and the maximum number of the electrons in the first shell can be possible are 2. For making it stable, it needs one more electron. It means if hydrogen would have one more electron, then it would be stable. Means hydrogen itself, when it is having only one electron, is said to be nascent hydrogen. What word I am going to use? Or I am using this time? Nascent hydrogen. N-A-S-C-E-N-T. Nascent. Nascent means it is having no fixed or stable structure. O, nascent oxygen. H, nascent hydrogen. N, nascent nitrogen. Write it down. This is nascent. Nascent, nascent, nascent. These are not stable. Therefore, they are nascent. They are highly reactive. To make them stable, they will react with each other. They want one more electron in their outermost orbit. How they will make it? This will convert in N2. Nitrogen in atmosphere is the form in the N2 form, is stable form. O2, oxygen in the stable form. S2 is the stable form. Hydrogen now becomes stable. To make it stable, it wants one more electron. If it takes one electron, see, now mathematics is here. What the mathematics is telling? Mathematics tells us +1 minus 1 is equal to 0. Got it? +1 minus 1 is equal to 0. +2 minus 1, first, +1 minus 1 is equal to 0. +2 minus 1 is equal to +1. Got it? And +1 minus 2 is equal to -1. Very important concept in chemistry. Simple concept of mathematics is very important in mathematics in this chapter. How it is important? When there is +1 electron and there is +1 proton in the nucleus, they both cancel out each other's result and the atom becomes neutral. Okay? Atom becomes neutral. If atom becomes neutral, it means it is not reactive. If a person is a student in your class sits alone somewhere near a water tap or in the playground, it means he's alone. Or it means he has combined himself with his own friend. A man is his own friend, so he has combined with his own inner friend. So he is alone. Likewise, because he is complete, he cannot react with other students. Similarly, if an electron reacts with its proton, one electron, they neutralizes the power of each other and that becomes neutral. But if somehow it is never possible to bring a positive charge in the nucleus, because nucleus is so much tiny particle, it is having so much infinite power that you have to give that infinite power to break it into pieces. So what is easier for you? It is easier for you to either take out the electron or give an electron. Okay, you cannot change the positive charge. Only you can change the electron or the negative charge. If you have to make, if this is a body, you want to, it is having the 12 plus charge 12 and minus charge 12. This is a neutral. If you want to make it positive, you have to use this theory of mathematics. How you will make it positive? By losing one electron. What is now answer? By losing one electron, it becomes +1. And by adding one electron, means 12, 13, it becomes negative charge. For making an atom positive or the negative, we have to add or remove the electron. If we will add the electron from the neutral atom, if we will add the electron, it becomes negatively charged. And if we will remove the electron from the atom, it will become a positively charged. So to make the atom positive or negative, we have to add or remove the electron. I am not using the word respectively. Okay, so don't get confused. Now, so what we have done, we have given one electron over here. This is the only atom in the periodic table which is having a no other value of any other particle neutron in the this one. So plus p is there, 1p is there, p plus 1p is there. No neutron has been seen. Okay. Now what happens? If you give it an extra electron, it will become stable because the maximum number of electrons are possible in the first cell are 2. If the 2 electrons are here, hydrogen becomes positively charged. Oh, sorry, negatively charged or stable. How it becomes stable? Now see, 1 plus and 2 negative minus 2. Adding both together, it will make hydrogen negatively charged particle, and one negatively charged particle will put it in the 7th orbit. This is the 7th shell, or this is the 7th position of the periodic table. So hydrogen is here in the 7th position. Now, if it does not accept an electron, then what will happen? To make any other element reactive or effective, it can give one electron. When it gives one electron, hydrogen becomes positively charged. When hydrogen becomes positively charged, then we kept it here as plus. This is the first period, first group. This is the group and this is the period. This is the first group and this is the 7th group. Here in the first group, hydrogen works or behaves as a positively charged particle, and in the 7th group, hydrogen behaves as a negatively charged particle. Here it donates one electron, here it accepts an electron, and hydrogen was having neutral altogether alone as an element because hydrogen was having plus 1 positive charge in the nucleus and minus 1 negative charge in the shell, and when it loses its electrons, it becomes plus 1, means it is in the first place. When it gains 1 electron, it becomes minus 1 and get a secure position, the 7th group. So hydrogen is the only element in the periodic table which bears 2 positions, first position and 7th position. Because of this reason, because of the atomic structural reason, because of their positive and the negative charge region. Now the valencies are changed. It is giving 1 electron, the positive 1 valency. It is accepting 1 electron, negative 1 valency. So the valency of the hydrogen atom changes. Although the magnitude of the valency is same, magnitude is 1, but both the values of the magnitudes are changed. What are those? Negative 1 and the positive 1. When it gives out an electron, it becomes itself a positively charged atom, and when it accepts an electron, it becomes negatively charged atom. Very interesting phenomena. Very interesting phenomena. What else you are understanding by this one? Oxidation and reduction. When anything except oxygen, the phenomena is oxidation. When anything except hydrogen, the phenomena is called reduction. When anything except hydrogen, phenomena is reduction. When anything loses hydrogen, phenomena is reduction. Sorry, oxidation. Correct? Means, what is oxidation reduction? Combining with oxygen is called oxidation. Combining with hydrogen is called reduction. Combining with oxygen is called oxidation. And removing oxygen is called reduction. Combining with hydrogen is called reduction. And removing hydrogen is called oxidation. Very different thing. Similarly, in the electronic case, when it gives an electron, it becomes, when we donate anything to a person who asks money, no, then what happens? We think that we are very oxidized person. We are very big person. Correct? So when any atom gives an electron, that becomes oxidized, and when it get an electron, it becomes reduced. जब आप भीख देते हैं तो आप अपने आप को ऑक्सीडेशन एक अच्छा फिनोमेना है, ऑक्सीडाइज महसूस करते हैं। जब आप भीख लेते हैं तो आप रिड्यूस महसूस करते हैं। ये याद करने का तरीका है। Anyway, when it gives out an electron, it becomes hardened. When it gives out an electron, it becomes oxidized, and when it takes electron, it becomes reduced. It means if this is getting oxidized, it is making other reduced. So this is oxidized, but the agent is, which agent is this? Reducing agent, because it is reducing someone else. जिसका ऑक्सीडेशन हो रहा है वो एजेंट रिड्यूसिंग है, और जिनका रिडक्शन हो रहा है वो एजेंट ऑक्सीडाइजिंग है। मींस ऑक्सीजन से जुड़ना इज ऑक्सीडेशन, और ऑक्सीजन को हटाना दैट इज रिडक्शन। The person who is combining with oxygen is oxidizing, but the other person, but it is taking oxygen from someone else, na? It means that person is getting reduced. So this person is reducing them, so it is a reducing agent. The person who is oxidizing is a reducing agent, and the person who is reducing is an oxidizing agent. Got it? Very simple. Similarly, adding oxygen, removing oxygen, adding hydrogen, removing hydrogen, adding electron, removing electron, they all are the oxidation and reduction phenomena. Therefore, I have just started, and I have written also that this class is for 9th, for 10th, for 11th, for 12th, for IITians, and for those who are going to sit in their MBBS examination. Because I am just connecting everything. And those who are in the class 9th, they have to keep their mind very much concentrated at this topic, because I am correlating with everything, and you will soon in this particular today's lecture will be very intelligent at last when I will finish up this lecture. Got it? How the chemistry is related with each other. It is very much interesting. Although this is not at a particular place in a particular chapter, never in the ICSE board, ISC board, or CBSE board, but these are all scattered in the different places. You have to combine that from those places and recreate it to understand any topic in a very effective manner. So to understand it in an effective manner, now you are much more intelligent, and your capabilities to understand a particular topic definitely will increase today. Okay. Now what happens? Now the phenomena of the electron is being given out. So only a small atomic structure is correlated with so many topics. So when you study only this thing, you are missing this thing, and you are missing oxidation reduction. You are missing many things in a particular chapter. So you have to get a teacher's help. A teacher will tell you where else it could be used, because he is well known of the topic and the subject in an effective manner. So my dear friends, what happens? This is in the first place and in the 7th place also. In the first place, it works as it is a positively charged particle. It means it is an oxidized form, as works as a reducing agent. In the 7th position, it is reduced, so it works as an oxidizing agent, hydrogen. By taking in the electron, its positions are different. But what happens with this proton and neutron? This is the only element in whole chemistry. Now I am going to just remove it out because the board is getting hodgepodge. So you can be confused in a small manner. Although you will not be confused because you are intelligent, but therefore too, I have to wash it out. Okay. Like nowadays, we are ordered to wash our hands regularly, and similarly, I have to wash my whiteboard regularly in a regular manner. A better word, better English. Okay, so what happens now? अब हम हाइड्रोजन के पीछे हाथ होकर के पड़ गए, हाइड्रोजन को नहीं छोड़ेंगे अभी, ठीक है, बिकॉज वी आर स्टडिंग द एटॉमिक स्ट्रक्चर. व्हाट हैपेंस, हम हाइड्रोजन पे पहुंचे. नाउ वी हैव टेकन हाइड्रोजन अंडर कंसीडरेशन. दिस इज पॉजिटिवली चार्ज न्यूक्लियस, दिस इज द फर्स्ट शेल, दिस इज इलेक्ट्रॉन, दिस इज अ हाइड्रोजन. In its center part, one proton, P plus. But this is the only element in the periodic table, element which is having no neutron. No neutron. Neutron is not found. Proton, yes, one. And electron, yes, one electron. But there are two more hydrogens which are having neutrons. What is that? To understand that, we have to come to know about atomic number. Atomic number. What is this? The number of proton is called the atomic number. Number of proton. Why the number of proton? As I have just told you that the number of proton is always equal to number of electron. To keep an element neutral, number of proton is always equal to number of electrons. If number of electrons are equal to the number of protons, why I am writing, I am forcing you to know that atomic number is always the number of proton. This is the reason behind it is that I just told you that it is very much difficult to bring out the proton because we need a lots of tons of energy. So it is very much difficult to break the nucleus into pieces. So if it is very much difficult to bring out the proton, so and number of proton is equal to number of electron, and it is very easy to take out the electron because if you rub our hand, we can take out the electron. Okay, if you rub anything, we can take out the electron, as you have seen in the past, and rubbing a small comb, and we touch it with the small pieces of the paper, and it sticks it up towards it. Then what happens? It means that the number of the electron has been transferred from your hair to the comb, and when the electrons pulls the positively charged particle, because negative attracts the positive particle, opposite charges attach each other, so that attacks the small piece of paper. Got it? Similarly, we have seen that this is the P plus, E minus. If electron can easily be exchanged, and the valency we have also studied. Your teacher has also given you good theory about valencies. Valency means electronic transfer from the outermost shell. If electron can be transferred, how they can be stable? Because I just told you in the +1, -1, +2, -1, +3, -1 means I was not changing now to make an element positive or the negative. I was not changing the positive charge. I was changing the negative charge. If I was changing the negative charge, it means electron can be increased and decreased in an atom. If an atom can be deprived by an electron or can be accessed by an electron, it means electron's position is not stable or electronic numbers is not stable. Then what is the stable thing? The stable thing is the positively charged, that is the proton. Hence, the atomic number is always given by number of protons because they are stable. They cannot be break into pieces. They cannot be removed from the element. Only can be removed is electron, and electrons are unstable, so we cannot trust on them. If we cannot trust, we cannot rely on them. It means that we have given the definition, the number of atomic number is equal to number of proton. Got it? So atomic number, the number of proton, that is equal to +1. The atomic number of the hydrogen is 1. Atomic number of hydrogen is 1. Because of the changing velocity, valencies, we have kept into the two places, first and the seventh. Now, if this is 1, it means it should have 1 neutron also, but it is having no neutron. This is the only exceptional case in the chemistry that the hydrogen is not having a neutron in it. But number of proton is equal to 1. It is having 2 more isotopes. What are those? 1H1, 1H2, 1H3. This is hydrogen. This is also called as the protium. Protium. This is deuterium. This is tritium. Protium, deuterium, tritium. What is this? This is called at the downward side charge is to mass. Charge is to mass. Charge is to mass. And this is also the atomic number, which is shown by letter alphabet, capital letter Z. Its atomic number is always 6. But this is the mass number. What is the mass number? Number of protons plus number of neutrons is called mass number. This is the mass number. So the mass number is changing. If the mass number is changing and the number of protons are same, so this is the isotope. Iso means unique, similar, एक जैसा. Isotopes means atomic number, similar atomic number. Number of protons are similar, but the number of protons, some of the number of protons and neutrons are different. Here, in the normal hydrogen, there is no neutron. Plus 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. In this deuterium, 1 plus 1, 1 proton and 1 neutron is equal to 2. In this tritium, 1 proton plus 2 neutron is equal to 3. And this is the only isotope in the whole chemistry which are having different isotopes with the different names. Otherwise, other isotopes like 6C12, 6C13, and 6C14, they are having the carbon isotope. 17Cl35, 17Cl36, or 17Cl37, they are chlorine isotopes. Similarly, hydrogen isotopes are only isotopes which are having given the different names, like protium, deuterium, and tritium. So number of neutrons are so much important to make it a mass number. Mass number is the number of proton plus neutron in the nucleus. And number of electrons are this. So this is the number of protons here. It is the mass number here. Atomic number is here. So now this is an elemental symbol, atomic number to the mass number. In electronic structure, electrons has been given a symbol -1 electron, -1 electron 0, plus 1 p1, -1. This is the charge, is to mass. This is the charge of the electron. Here we will say charge is to mass. Mass of the electrons are 0 because the mass of the electrons is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 19, minus 31 kilograms, sorry, minus 31 kilogram. Minus 31 kilogram is so much small that it is negligible, so we consider it 0. -1 is the electronic charge, -1 electron 0 is equal to this, proton plus 1 p1, and 0 and 1, 0 and 1. No charge in it. This is the no charge. So charge is to mass, but its mass is under consideration. If its mass is under consideration, this mass is adding with the mass of the proton. Mass of the proton is also there. Mass of proton, mass of neutron, sum of the masses is equal to 2. So it becomes deuterium. Mass of neutron 1, here the neutrons are 2. So the 3 structures have been seen of the hydrogen atom, and those 3 structures are so 3 structures have been seen of hydrogen atom. What those 3 structures becomes? Those structures becomes plus p, no neutron, electrons. This is electron. Okay. Second structure, this again 1 electron. This is plus p, and this is neutron. Sorry. This is neutron. This happens 1s1. This is 1s2. Now third structure, that is proton plus p plus 2 neutron, and it becomes 1h3. Protium, deuterium, tritium. So here the number of neutron is 1, 1 plus 1, because the mass of the neutron is equal to 1 and charge is 0. So it does not affect the positive charge because it is having no charge, but it is affecting the mass of the neutron, so it is making deuterium. So mass becomes double deuterium. Here it is not affecting again the positive value of the nucleus, but it is affecting the mass value of the nucleus, and 2 plus 1, it becomes 3 mass, and 1 charge is to mass 1h3. It means this is again, so this is the atomic number to atomic mass, atomic number to atomic mass, then it is the 1 atomic number, 1 atomic mass because of the proton, 1 atomic number, 2 atomic mass because of 1 proton and 1 neutron, 1 atomic number, 3 atomic mass because of the 1 proton and 2 neutrons. So what we have seen in the atomic structure, hydrogen play very versatile role in very different forms. It is having a similar, it is having only 1 electron outside of it. It is making you confused for putting itself in the first and the 7th position. It is making you confused by showing its 3 different structural behaviors like the protium, deuterium, tritium. It is giving itself, it is forcing scientists to give it a 3 different name of its position. It is also confusing you by not having the neutron in its nucleus. So it is a very powerful element, hydrogen. Even though I just told you that the hydrogen, adding hydrogen is called as the reduction, or removing hydrogen is called as the oxidation, adding oxygen is called oxidation, removing oxygen is called the reduction. Now, after this hydrogen, after the position of this hydrogen and the electronic values, what we have to do is we will jump on our next part of this. How this atomic number affecting you, me, and everyone. These atomic numbers are the number of proton in the nucleus of any element. What the hell this element is? Now I am using the word element before, without telling you about the elements and its behavior. I should not have to move forward. Okay, without telling you anything about this element, I should not put forward my steps. What's that? What's that? It's very simple. Elements are those part of the chemistry which are capable to live alone or which are non-reactive in a particular part. They are elements. They cannot be divided into the small pieces like nucleus, like proton, like neutron. Although these were subatomic particles, particles smaller than atom are called subatomic particles. What are those particles smaller than atom? Are electron, proton, neutron. So they are subatomic particles. Here, in the periodic table, whatever is kept, hydrogen, hydrogen, whatever is kept in it, hydrogen, got it? Helium, hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon, sodium, Na, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, fluorine, argon, helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. See, this is the periodic table. This is the first period, this is the second period, third period, fourth period, fifth period, sixth period, and seventh period. This is the first group, this is the second group, this is the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. 8 groups and 7 columns. So it becomes like this. But how you will remember it? There should be something very important. First group is very important. This is also called the alkali group or alkali earth metals. Eighth group is inert group is very important. First period, second period, and third periods are very important. Rest is nothing important for you. Like similarly, when it was complicated in my early days, then I put forward a new theory. In Hindi, I convert ha hi li bi ba ka no fa ni namak alsi paskal ar ka ka sab ti wa kar man fi ko ni ku jang ga ji अस्सी बरकर ली हा ही ली बी ब का नो फानी नामक अलसी पस्कल आर क का शक्ति व कर मन फी को नी कु जंगा जी 80 बरकर. It means hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. This is now potassium, calcium, silicon, tellurium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron. Like this, all the elements you can easily remember. So whatever these are kept here, they cannot be divided into the similar pieces. They are called the elements. So elements are kept in this periodic table according to their behavior or according to their atomic numbers. It means its atomic number is 1. Its atomic number, helium, its atomic number is 2. And I told you in the first diagram that this is the nucleus and the maximum number of the 2 electrons in the first shell. The first shell, maximum number of the 2 electrons can be possible. It means when there are 2 electrons, it is stable. It means helium is the first particle who is stable in the periodic table. Got it? It is the simplest one and it is stable because they cannot react. Because its stability, do not let it react with someone else. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon. Lithium, again, plus value. It wants one more electron to combine with it. So it is reactive. It is highly reactive. So they are becoming more reactive. As in this whole periodic table, in comparison of this is much more reactive. Why it is so? Why it is much more reactive? 7th period, 7th group of element. Fluorine having 2 outermost orbit. This is 7th group of elements. 7th means 7 electrons in the outermost shell. It means there are the 2 electrons in the first shell. So I am making the structure of hydrogen as well as fluorine. Fluorine atomic number is equal to how much? 9. In the first structure of the fluorine, this is the nucleus. First shell means 2 electrons. In the second cell means 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 electrons. In the hydrogen atom or the lithium atom, fluorine, in the lithium atom, what we are watching? This is also having the 2 shells. Lithium, positively charged. First shell means 2 electrons and outer shell is having only 1 electron. Its atomic number is 9. Its atomic number is equal to 3. It means it is having the 3 plus charge. It is having the 9 plus charge. And now tell me, in the tug of war in your school or colleges, the person who are 9 in one side and 3 in other side, who will pull the group? It means 9 are having more pulling power, attractive power. If it is having much more attractive power, means positive charges, 9 positive charges are here. They will pull 1 electron in between these both elements. It will pull this with much more force in comparison with this, because this is having only the plus 3 parts in it. So its power is very small, so it will not be able to pull, but it can easily give. So it will pull. If it will pull, it will take one more negative charge in it, so it becomes -1. So this is highly electron pulling, highly reactive because of the positive charges are more here. Although two cells are there, 1 and 1, only two cells are there. Here are only two cells, but its positive charge is less, its positive charge is more, so it will pull more electrons very easily rather than this. Today I am going to stop my chapter here and see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I will carry forward this. Okay, hope आप लोगों को सब समझ में आ गया होगा. नहीं समझ में आया तो फिर मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? अपने दिमाग को फर्टाइल करिए. ज्यादा क्या खाएंगे? अखरोट खाइए. ऑल द बेस्ट. गो टू द मार्केट. नो, यू कैन नॉट गो टू द मार्केट. लॉकडाउन है भाई, आप कैसे जा सकते हैं मार्केट? नहीं जा सकते हैं तो बैठे रहिए, हाथ को ऐसे ऐसे करिए, मन महसूस किए, ओह द हेल इज दिस, आई कैन नॉट गो आउटसाइड. ओके, वो देखो कैसे कैसे दिख रहे हैं. अब भगा इसको. देखो जुड़ गए सब बच्चे भगाने. बाय.